guys. Just did my summer reading. We're back. And we are doing, what are we doing? The Panthers. Carolina Panthers. Let's start with Bryce Young. I expect him to take a jump. A pretty good jump. Maybe to like the top of serviceable. Maybe he's not at this Jared Goff level yet. I mean, he showed flashes. I'll put him in show flashes, actually, because, I mean, now I think about it. He'll be right here. I'm a huge Bryce Young believer. The team around him last year was not good. This year it's a lot better. Let's get to it. Bryce Young, we talked about him. Andy Dalton is a pretty good backup. Chuba Hubbard is pretty good. He's, a pretty underrated running back in my opinion. I mean, no one really talks about him. But, I mean, he had 900 yards. That 3.8 yards per carry isn't good. But, I mean, the offensive line that was in front of him was, horrendous. Did you see it? I think he'll have a bounce back year in terms of yards per carry. I could easily see him hitting 1,000. You got the rookie Jonathan Brooks in there. He'll probably see a good amount of usage as well. Miles Sanders as a running back 3 is someone who will probably see some production as well. I mean, this is kind of crazy to have, 800 yards, 700 yards, 1,200 yards, and then go and leave the team, go to Carolina, 400 yards. He will probably see some production too. I could see all 3 of these backs getting, 100 plus touches each. Deontay Johnson, huge upgrade for them. This is a weapon. He's not like a great receiver or anything, but I mean, this is definitely another weapon for Bryce Young. Thielen is old, but he can still produce. Mingo who was not very good last year at all. I mean, the numbers are fine, but I mean, he oh my God, he is. I just have to show you the play. I can't describe it. I don't know what he was doing on this play. Look at this. Mingo right here. Look how he jumps out of bounds for no reason. The Bryce Young is doing all he can, and Jonathan, there is like a good 5 yards here for you to get down. And not only does he get out of bounds, does he not get his feet in here? He doesn't catch it. Look, he doesn't catch it. I don't know how, but that is one of the worst plays from a receiver I have ever seen. And, he's young, and I did like him coming out of the draft. So I hope he can step it up, but, I mean, that's just not good. That's just not good receiver play. Xavier Legette, from a first-round pick, didn't really do anything in the preseason. But didn't really need to. It was a first-round pick. He's his spot secured. Maybe he doesn't put up the production that Odunze or, maybe not even Keon Coleman production, but he'll still be like a important role in this offense. Terrace Marshall is a wide receiver 5. I kind of like it. I kind of like it as a wide receiver 5, Terrace Marshall. He's not bad. I think he could get a couple hundred yards, and I wouldn't be surprised. We have Seahawks legend David Moore. He is a Seahawks legend, by the way. He should have stuck in Seattle. He had very good years in Seattle for wide receiver 3. Tommy Tremble. I mean, this is actually an insane tight end room. I saw a picture. Tommy Tremble, I really like him. Great blocking tight end. And, he's starting to produce in the passing game, too. When we talk about Tip Ryman as a really good blocking tight end, Tommy Tremble got drafted in the 3rd round as just a blocking tight end. Tip Ryman, I think, got drafted higher, actually. Bro, I'm not. There's 2 P's in Tip, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Tip Ryman got drafted pretty high, too. But Tremble, I mean, the numbers don't do him justice. He's really good. Ian Thomas, solid. Solid player. Only 56 yards last year. Expect to see more yards from him this year. And you have Jatavion Sanders, a rookie out of Texas. I was going between Texas and Florida State. Jaheim Bell went to Florida State. Jatavion Sanders, he's going to be pretty good. And then you have former 900-yard receiver with the Eagles at wide receiver. He's 6'3", 212 on a tight end is diabolical. But I mean, look at him. He was really good at the start of his career. And then, and also, Felipe Franks, former quarterback, is on this team as a tight end, and so is other Seahawks legend Jacob Hollister is on this team as a tight end. This tight end room is hilarious. Ike Ekwonu, who started out his career very bad. He was not good in the first few games of his career. He was actually pretty horrible, pretty atrocious. But he did end up turning around. He's actually pretty solid. No. I mean, this is a guy who was mocked at number 1 for a while, and then it ended up going to Trayvon Walker. But he was the number 1 projected pick for a while. So was Kayvon. This was a weird draft class. It's actually kind of weak. I mean, you do have some. I mean, it was a really good secondary draft. I mean, Sauce Gardner, Kyle Hamilton, Deron Bland, who even though he's a pick-6 merchant, I mean, a pick-6 is points. Tariq Woolen, McDuffie, Marcus Jones, Stingley. Man, this is a very good class. For corners. Damian Lewis, I mean, he's not worth the contract they gave him, but he's pretty good. Robert Hunt, I mean, he's not worth the contract they gave him, but he's pretty good. Taylor Moton, he's solid. And I mean, this defense, oh brother, this guy stinks. I mean, Ashawn Robinson's fine. I mean, he's fine. Didn't do a ton last year. Shy Tuttle famously stiff-armed Matt Ryan. Other than that, he's okay. Derek Brown, former top 10 pick. And he's okay. What situations are they dropping him into coverage? In what situation does Derek Brown get 2 interceptions in his career? I don't know. DJ Wanham, who is actually not horrible, 8 sacks last year. Shaq Thompson, he's getting up there, but I mean, he's still probably one of the better guys on this defense. Josie Jewell. It's fine. Jadeveon Clowney and 10 sacks last year, but how much of that was Mike McDonald? Probably a little bit of it, but he's still pretty good. I mean, this season he had in Seattle only 3 sacks. This is probably the best 3-sack season of all time. I mean, this dude was really doing everything. Dane Jackson is okay. K'Lavon Chasen's on his team. He was kind of a bust. He's first round pick, didn't really do anything. I mean, besides J.C. Horn, secondary is just not very good. So this offense is actually solid, but the defense, however, is not. And games against the Saints, they'll probably split it. No, no, they'll split it. The Saints are. Look, I think the Panthers could realistically get like 6 or 7 wins, but it just happened to in this scenario, they're only getting 4. There are winnable games. Raiders game is winnable. I do have them winning that. Saints game is winnable. Bears game is winnable. Commanders game is winnable. Broncos game is winnable. These 2 games are both winnable. Yeah, there are winnable games in there, but it's just how the cookie crumbled this time around.